Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and how are you doing out there in internet land? My name is Brian Trippett. I am the Front Porch Conservative, and welcome to the Taco Tuesday night session of Chattin on the Porch. A fun little live stream that we do through the week where we get together, we talk about the news, we talk about the views, and on occasion we have a guest come on, and such is the case tonight. And he's someone who's an old friend of the channel, but we'll introduce him properly here in just one moment. We are on Rumble, we are on Twitter, and we are on that quaint little alternative social media platform known as YouTube. So please, if you have not done so already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel on Rumble and YouTube. And by the way, you YouTubers out there, I love you, every last one of you, but you better be checking your subscriptions because YouTube has this funny little thing about unsubscribing people when they're not looking. So just make sure you are subbed to the channel and that you're hitting the bell for notifications, because we want to make sure that every time we come on this thing we call the internet, that you are fully aware that we are doing our thing here on the Electronic Front Porch. Again, my name is Brian Trippett. I am the Front Porch Conservative. I'm sometimes known as the beau in the chapeau. Sometimes I am called the common man with common sense, but above all else, most times I'm called your host. Again, we are on Rumble, we are on Twitter, and we are on YouTube. So please subscribe. Please share the links. Please hit the thumbs up. Please leave comments and chat. I know I'm so demanding of you. Aren't I awful? God, I can just hear you now. It's like, my God, you just want so much from us. Yes, that is part of the joy and the fun of being part of Fedora Nation. You help me so much, and I can't even not thank you enough. You guys are way, way too cool. I don't deserve an audience as good, as smart, as classy, and good-looking as you are. And yes, you're all good-looking, every last one of you. Glad to have you here tonight. Settle in, folks. We've got a really fun evening planned of a good conversation with a very old friend. And with that, we'll start turning down the music here in just one moment, and we'll get this party started. Oh, so good to have all y'all here tonight. I see people filling in the audience. Some old friends, some new friends, friends everywhere. Glad to have every last one of you. If you are a fan of yacht rock, yeah, I know, I can't believe we're now using that term, you will remember a band out of Australia from back in the day known as the Little River Band. And they charted many hits on the airwaves here in the United States, but one of them is called Cool Change. You can make an argument that my next guest is living up to that song title, as he has made a lot of changes in his life, and may I say, he is flourishing for the better, I think. Running around on the streets of New York City is one thing. Going from the streets of New York City down to the palm trees of Florida is entirely something else. But I think you're going to think our boy is doing all right. He is a content creator in his own right. He is a thought provocateur. He is a style aficionado. And for the month of October, which is right in his wheelhouse, by the way, he's the guy you want to talk to if you want to know what's going on in the horror movie world. He is an old friend of this channel, and more importantly, he's a dear friend of mine. Please welcome back to the Electronic Front Porch, the High Harlot, Mike Harlow.
I love you, Brian. That is way too generous. I am overrated. You are the freaking greatest. I love you so much, dude.
Stop it. You are not overrated. You are one of those underappreciated commodities whose stock value ought to be higher. That's all I'm saying.
You are just the greatest person in the world. I am so lucky to know you. You beautiful little bitch.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I'm somebody's bitch.
Sorry, by the way, to be late. I was attempting to flirt with someone at CVS.
Now, wait a minute, you lying sack of shit. You
No, but there was a bitch situation, too. It was two things. There was a bitch
Oh.
situation, and there was a hot guy. So.
Now, was the hot guy... Now, wait a minute. Was the hot guy the bitch? Because was this
I
like
wish
a 2
I
for
got
1?
to find out.
Okay.
But, like,
right.
So there was this hot guy with tattoos and shit in CVS, right? And, like, I looked at him, I thought he looked at me. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna swing around the aisle and walk back. And
you were casing the joint. Okay, all right. See how.
Well, and this black woman walks by, and she must have noticed because I almost bumped into her. She turns to me and she goes, "Mm-hmm. Not only can I read between the lines, I can walk between them."
Oh, that is incredible. Harlow, it's never a dull day in your life. I got to give you that, brother. It's never a dull day. All right. Got to ask you, because, I mean, let's talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, or soon will be in the room, hopefully not. Is this your first hurricane that you've gone through? Okay, your very first. Okay, now
in Florida, at least.
Okay, so I got to ask you. You leave the concrete jungle that is, New York City. You're now among the palm trees, sunshine, and sand of Florida. And now it's like, great. I moved down here and I'm staring down the throat of a Category 5 hurricane. So are you guys getting ready for this? What are you guys doing? How you feeling?
I'm so excited. We've got board games. We've got candles. Does anybody watch the show The Traitors? I just ordered the Traitors board game. I'm very excited about that. I ordered the Trump board game. There's a Trump board game from the 80s. So maybe we'll do streams for this. It's apparently where we are. It's not like where it's really bad for some people.
Okay.
I realized today I was gonna say earlier that you mentioned horror movies. My most anticipated comes out on Thursday, Friday. So I'm like, as long as the hurricane does not get in the way of us seeing Terrifier 3. But then I was like, wait, maybe I should, this is like a real thing for a lot of people. So maybe I should stop making light of it. But I'm excited.
Well, now you won't be able to see the Rumble chat unless you're looking straight at it. But I've already seen one comment from a group of my listeners known as the Wingnuts. They sort of hang out over on Rumble, and chief of the Wingnuts is a fellow who goes by the title WWG1. He says, in your preparations, let's see, how was it he phrased it? I said, yeah. In your preparations, don't forget the baby oil. Ask Diddy if you run out. Oh my God, I disavow WWG1. What the hell? Okay, now you and I talked the other night on your post Veep debate live stream.
Yes, it was awesome.
And that's the first time in a while we chewed on each other's legs, so to speak. Okay. Then we talked on the phone, but I mean, how long has it been since I've had you on the channel?
I think you were. Well, I haven't been on yours since I was in New York. Was I here? Was I on it?
You were just getting ready to leave New York.
I know you were on mine. Yeah, and I know you were on mine. One of my first ones in Florida. By the way, I really want you guys to know this is just the greatest man in the world. Like, because there are so many shitty fucking people who do who are content creators and stuff. You will meet the best and the worst that humanity has to offer. And this man is the realest of the real. Like, when I was first moving and going through a hard time, you were there for me so much. When I was a crazy bitch losing my mind, like, you are the greatest. I'm so lucky to have you as a friend, dude.
Wait a minute. When you were a crazy bitch? Hell, you're always a crazy bitch. What the hell are you talking about?
I was an extra crazy bitch.
All right, fair enough. Now, for everybody on YouTube and Rumble, if you have questions for this handsome devil over here, because let's be honest, you have a horror movie aficionado on your hands here. It is the spooky season. If you are wanting recommendations on good horror movies, this, my friend over here, is the man to talk to. I kid you not. Shit. I still can't figure out the directional stuff here. It's like, I don't know.
It took me like years to figure that out.
It probably will for me because I am slowing from West Virginia. But anyway, no, ask questions. He is wonderful. And I see a Rumble rant already from Zippy, who notices that we have a guest in the house. Lutch. Good evening, good sir. And Zippy over on Rumble with a Rumble rant says, Indian Jesus is a cool cat. Lutch, your people have arrived, my friend. So there you go. All right, let's catch up with each other formally.
Yes.
So how long have you been down in Florida now?
I moved February, March. I feel like I technically moved in February. I feel like I didn't really, because I was a wreck the first few months that I feel like it's just kind of a blur. And then you remember, well, oh my God, this seems like forever ago. But so I moved here and 3 days later had to fly to go be on Timcast.
I remember.
In the midst of like a nervous breakdown. And this man coached me and helped me through all of it. So
you were losing your shit in ways that I cannot even begin to describe. I love you like a brother, but oh my God, you were just like, it's like, dude, we're going to get you through this. Just chill the hell out.
You did.
Here's how we're going to handle this. Okay. So you've been down there about roughly 10 months. Now I got to ask you, correct me if I'm wrong, but by and large, most of your life, you are a child of New York City.
Yeah, all of it.
Okay. So what was, and I know you have friends down in Florida, so it's not like you were coming into total culture shock. But without doubt, when you moved down to Florida, there were things that were quite obviously, oh, I'm definitely not in New York City anymore.
Yeah.
So good or bad, let's have both of them. What were the good culture shocks and what were the culture shocks of like, I miss New York City? What happened to you, B?
There's one big one on the negative side that to
Okay.
this day haunts me, the Chinese food. I've yet to find any good Chinese food here.
Huh.
I don't know why. All the good Chinese food is in New York.
All right. Now, have you found good Cuban and have you found good Mexican?
Good Mexican, yes.
But no, good Cuban, not so much yet?
I don't know if I've ever had Cuban food.
Okay. All
My
right.
friend Greg always wants us to get Brazilian food. Is that similar?
Nah, can't really say. Look, I'm from West Virginia. What the hell do I know about cuisine? It's like, you want to know what my dinner consisted of tonight?
What?
Sloppy Joes, cream corn, and green beans. Don't curl your nose at me.
That sounds. Yeah. That's okay. That's. You got to see. This is why I've been telling you forever. You got to come visit here because, like, I'll cook for you.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you're on. No, folks. And among his other talents, this guy right over here is like grade A, 100%. You know, when he finds the love of his life, they're just going to have their socks blown off because this cat can cook. I mean, from scratch cook. Okay. Now, even though he uses Prego spaghetti sauce in most
How
everything,
dare you? That's libel. That's slander. That's blasphemy.
No, folks. No, he cooks the gravy, as they call it up in New York City. He cooks the gravy from the tomatoes. I mean, yeah, ain't none of this Prego stuff. Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm giving him a lot of grief.
I watched a YouTube video last night of this chef tasting all the jarred sauces and ranking them. I'm like, this is the scariest horror movie I've ever watched.
Oh my god,
nightmare.
Okay, so there's no good Chinese food in Florida that you have found.
And one other downside too, there is very good sushi, but for some reason it is expensive here. Sushi in particular here is like twice the price of New York, or 3 times the price of New York. I don't know why. Sushi here costs
really?
Maybe because it's fresh. I don't know.
Yeah, but that to me seems like that ought to drop the cost. It's coming straight out of the ocean, and you make it and you roll with it.
We went out to this sushi place one night, and I got like maybe 3 rolls. It was like $80.
Okay. Well, now with regard to Cuban food, Rhonda Santos says you got to go to either Tampa or Miami for Cuban food. Okay.
Speaking of expensive, I really want to go see Tampa and St. Pete more. You know, God bless them right now.
Yeah,
but,
really bless their hearts.
Miami, speaking of expensive, that's like the most expensive place I've ever been. I went there for a weekend. Also, I think it's didn't they change their... I think they have a Republican mayor now, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe they do, yes.
At least when I was there, it seems like very blue influenced, a lot of bums and a lot of, you know.
Well, over on Rumble, apparently, Mike, we're going to have to ixnay this conversation about food because poor Christy over there says, you all are killing me. I have not eaten yet today. It's like, okay.
Why?
I don't
know. Come over. I'll cook for you.
I don't know why Christy hasn't eaten yet today. What can I tell you? I don't know. All right.
Over.
So that's the downside.
I'll put one other in the downside column.
One
thing I miss is being able to walk more.
Really? I would figure
it's weird not being able to like just walk wherever you want. Like, I'm very lucky. I have friends that drive me and stuff, and there's some places I can walk.
Oh, you're talking about the convenience of everything being walking distance in New York City. Okay.
But that's a small price to pay, though. Like, what I've realized is I think cities like New York are about places, and everywhere else is about people, if that makes sense.
It does.
Like New York, yes, it's very convenient to, but you'll be there and you'll be alone and miserable and unhappy, where everywhere else it may be less convenient to just walk wherever you want, but you'll be around great people, and it's more about that.
Okay.
Just going.
Okay. So now to the upsides. Obviously, you're being around people that love you and care about you. What else about Florida is just mind-bogglingly, oh my gosh, this is definitely not New York City, and I am here for it.
Oh my God, it's October and
Yes.
I can just walk around in hooker shorts all year long. How amazing is that?
Wait a minute. Hooker shorts.
Yeah, that's like
What the
my
hell
job.
are hooker shorts?
Well, right now I'm wearing like the longest ones I own, so they're not too hookery right now.
Well,
I'm
those
wearing long ones.
okay, yeah. I
But
mean that's it's not
imagine like half of that.
God, ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason why we refer to him as the High Harlot. Okay. Uh,
I love, by the way, we're like the friggin' odd couple.
Boy, ain't that the truth. So I guess that. So what's that? Oh, I said, no, wait a minute. Hold on. Which
You're
one of us is
Felix.
Felix? I'm Felix.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I'm not
God.
Felix.
Well, you're not Oscar either. I mean, you got all those, slightly neurotic tendencies that go along with being a New
that's true,
Yorker.
too.
So, all right. So we're a little of both. Okay. We're a little
Yeah.
okay. So you've been down there 10 months. You're meeting people that you love. You get to wear hooker shorts all the time. What else? What is Florida? Just, I mean, I've seen some of the stuff you post on your Twitter page and stuff like that, but I'll let you tell it in your own words.
People are so nice here. Like, people are just enjoying their life. They're not miserable. They're not,
Okay. All right. Yeah. Now we got a question from the audience. Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, has chimed in. He says, "Is parking an issue? If you can just get from your driveway to parking right in front of where you're going is better than walking. But he says I'd much rather walk in the city because there's no parking. LOL."
See, I don't know because I've never driven still, but I don't think it's an issue for my wonderful friends that drive me everywhere.
Wait a second. That gets to something else, and this is not do what?
No, sorry, go on, and I got to tell
No.
you what happened.
No, well, no. This gets to something else, which I find, and it's not. Please do not take this in any way other than I intend.
Oh, here it comes.
Mofo, you haven't even heard what I'm going to say yet.
Here it comes.
Will you shut your pie hole? I have found this very curious thing with New Yorkers, or at least let me rephrase that. A significant number of New Yorkers who live, let's just say Manhattan or in city proper. Long Island, maybe not so much. But I find out, I'm working on getting my driver's license, and being a good old boy from West Virginia, I'm sitting there going, working on getting your driver's license. How old are you? And then they tell me they're years old, and I'm like, son of a gun, I've had that sucker since I was 16 years old. What the
But nobody drives in New York. It's not that weird if you're from New York and you've always lived there. People think it's so weird here. It's not that weird. If I ever meet someone from New York, they're like, oh yeah, of course you don't drive. Like, I'm like, thank you. See, it's not that weird.
Okay. Well, like I said, this is not intended as any kind of a slam on you or your fellow New Yorkers.
Oh, I got to tell you what happened though with this. Wait,
Please do.
Also though, parentheses. Oh my God, Ghostface. Oh my God, sorry, I was just like geeking out that Scream 4 quote in the chat. I don't need friends, I need fans. Scream 4 is kind of my favorite one. It's so good. It like predicted the future.
What's Scream?
You say next. You say what's no doubt. I'm gonna rip that fedora off.
Sir, I have no idea to what you refer. I would never be so untoward to my friend.
Oh my God! Though, I got to tell you what happened. You're not.
What happened?
You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this.
From you, Harlow, I would believe it.
So, I've never driven in my life.
Yes, sir.
I went to get my residency here. I guess I didn't even know at the time that you get like an ID card or whatever, but I did it so I could register to vote here. So my friend Greg went with me just to find out my real age, which I still say is a misprint.
Wait a minute. You're not saying he thinks you lie about your age, do you?
I would never do such a thing. It's a misprint on the ID card. But get this shit. So, having never driven in my life, no road test, no driving, no nothing. I don't know if it was a mistake. I don't know what happened, but they gave me my driver's license. I have a driver's license now. And best of all, it says on it, are you ready for this? Safe driver. That's me. I'm a safe driver.
You've driven how many times in your life?
0. Well, after that, I drove in a parking lot around the circle once.
Mother of God. Yeah, I'd laugh too. Oh, mercy. WWG1 over on Rumble says, Brian would lie about his shoe size. He doesn't need friends. He just needs clicks. I disavow that second comment, sir. I'll take all the friends I can get. Whether I can tolerate some of you is a whole other question, WWG1, but I need all the friends I can get. How dare you, sir?
Oh, I love you.
Lindsay, the cynical geek, says, the one thing I relate to New Yorkers on, I hate driving. Third Rallify is here. Hello, you happy Canadian. Another fellow I've got to have on the channel in the near future. Which, oh, by the way, Morning Mayhem is coming on here next Thursday for a conversation. I got to thank Leah for that one. I just put that one out there because I saw he was stepping away for dinner purposes. But so okay, so you're living in Florida now. You're meeting people. You're among the palm trees, the sand, and I'm saying this as a friend, and I'm saying this as lay aside the whole content creator question. Dude, you have just, from my perspective, and I say this with all the love and affection and all seriousness, you have blossomed in your time in Florida. You really have. I mean, you are killing it on so many aspects of your life. And from one friend to another, it's an absolute joy to watch. It really is.
Love you.
I love you too, man.
You're the greatest, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. Now you're
always like the most encouraging person for me to like do more stuff and make more videos. And I have a new one coming out tomorrow. So
I saw that. Since you're on the subject, you want to go ahead and plug that bad boy?
Tomorrow's I have a bunch of videos coming out, but tomorrow I've been wanting to do this one. Been wanting to do this like series for a while about movies. So it's called Cinema Splaining. So tomorrow I'm cinema splaining Joker 2.
Okay, now are you doing this as a live stream or are you doing this as a straight video?
No, it's a video. I have a live stream tomorrow. Also, because I'm trying to like step up my game.
Well, I tell you what, give me 1 second here. I tell you what, convince with the audience for a second. I'm going to help you out here real quick.
What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing? I am trying to help out a friend because I noticed that you. Oh yes, here it is. Indeed. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the High Harlot is having. You want to talk about this one?
Yeah, this is going to be a great show. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure a lot of you know Josh Slocum of Disaffected. He's hilarious. He is a true gay. He is like an old school gay. He is like, this is going to be like Betty Davis and Joan Crawford.
Oh, look, I don't need y'all reaching through the internet, tearing y'all's hair out or something, okay?
No, we love each other.
I've got fans old enough to know what that reference means, and everybody knows that those two broads read each other's throat at one point in their lives.
No, we're like the Friends version. Like if they were friends, like when she's like, all this time we could have been friends.
Oh, by the way, folks, if you want an example of Mike with his hooker shorts, well, you know.
There we go. There it is.
That is Michael's idea of hooker shorts. I'm just saying. My God. Jeez.
And all year round here. That's the best part about Florida.
Yeah. I envy you that. You get to swim in the ocean. You get to, toes in the sand, the occasional Corona. Maybe in your case, not the occasional Corona. Maybe you have more Coronas than I know about, but
all day, every day.
You're living the Florida life, baby. That's what I'm telling you.
Where's an amazing place we went on vacation a couple weeks ago? Have you ever been to Marco Island? Or is anyone in chat been there?
I have not. Maybe. All right, folks. Have anybody in chat who's been to Marco Island on either side? Really? Tell me about it.
It's like one of the coolest places I've ever been. That there's like a lagoon you have to walk through, and then walk through this like little narrow tree path, and then when you get to the other side, there's this like little secret beach there.
Okay. TBA over on Rumble says I've been to Marco Island, and now Rhonda. Really? Is this any way to speak about your home state? Seriously?
Terrible.
Come on now. TBA says, I drove around the parking lot twice. Dear God, this man needs to move to West Virginia. Yeah. Let's see you drive around a ridge up here. That'd be real interesting, my boy. That'd be real interesting indeed. Yeah, if you have questions for Mike, drop them in chat. We are here to have some fun tonight. All right, now I got to ask you. Now, speaking of Joker 2, you are known for having many different talents. And what? Well, shut up! I'm trying to set you up here, just goofball. Motar. Well, here's a question for me, and I'll answer this real quick. What part of West Virginia am I from? I am from a town known as Huntington. It is on the very western edge of my state. As a matter of fact, you can literally stone throw over to the Ohio, across the Ohio River, and you could be in Ohio. You can literally 15 minutes down the road and you're in Kentucky. So when we say the tri-state area, we ain't kidding in my neck of the woods. So there you go. You are a man of many talents, one of them for which you are very well known. You are probably one of the finest horror movie aficionados coming or going. And folks, if you don't believe me, let me tell you a story. We have a mutual friend, Lindsay, who lives up in New York City, who is dating another mutual, well, they're Mike's friends, but I don't know who they are, Marshall Beaupre. And and the story goes like this. It was one of those weekends where Marshall was traveling and Lindsay, announces on Twitter, "Hey, I'm curled up at home all weekend with the dog and I need a bunch of movies to watch. I'm looking for a bunch of horror movies. What do I do?" Well, I happened to see her post and I immediately tagged this scoundrel. No,
you had it right. There we go.
This scoundrel. I tagged this scoundrel. I said, "All right, Mike, this is in your wheelhouse. What do you want to do?" In less than 2 minutes, the son of a gun had like 10, 15 different movies named off. I said, "Okay, here you go." And I went,
"Hell yeah."
I'm like, you are autistically ridiculous right now.
I am. I'm probably on all the spectrums.
So with this setup, it is now October. It is the spooky season. And I'll ask you about Joker 2 here in just a minute. But if someone came to you and said, "Mike, I don't really watch a whole lot of horror movies. If I need a recommendation, let's do it I've got a date coming over. I'm cooking them dinner. And just for fun, we know it's Halloween. We're going to watch some horror movies after dinner." You would recommend to them what?
It's Halloween. It's on Halloween.
Around or near, let's put it that way.
Trick or Treat.
Okay. Why?
2006, because it's the most Halloween-y movie ever. However, if it's not on Halloween, I would go with a better version of that, which is criminally underrated, The Mortuary Collection. You guys have to see The Mortuary Collection. It's an anthology movie, so it has like 4 different stories, but with most of those, some of them are lesser. It's the rare one where everyone kicks you in the balls, and there is one in this movie that you will never forget. Okay. I was watching it with my friend, and we're watching it, and my friend is like commenting on what he thinks is happening. He's like, "Has he got AIDS? Has he got AIDS?" And I'm like, no. It is so much worse.
Okay. Now, one of my listeners has a question for you. Well, I guess it's for both of us. Where are you on new or classic horror movies? This gets to one of my questions because, like I say, there are certain people that I go to that I consider to be the aficionados on certain things. When it comes to horror movies, you're the dude.
Oh, I'll give you a good classic horror.
Okay.
This is the kind that you would like because it's like thriller horror and nobody really knows of this. It's super underrated. I think it came out in like 1960 maybe. It's called The Nanny. Not the Fran Drescher Nanny. The Nanny with Bette Davis.
Okay.
That is a good one. I saw that when I was a little kid and it was epic.
Well, Tracy here's got a recommendation.
Tracy, I love you. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Copycat is amazing. Halloween 3 is great.
Yeah.
I'm finally putting out my full Halloween video later this month.
Okay. And Lana says for a date, I recommend Bride of Frankenstein. TBA
or Bride of Chucky.
Yeah. TBA over on Rumble says the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi. That is a great movie. So let me ask you a question. Good evening, Gypsy. Let me ask you a question. What for you makes a good horror movie? Because I mean, it seems like Hollywood, and I say this respectfully and disrespectfully, it seems like Hollywood can just crank out horror movies. Okay. And I use that in quotes but that sort of begs the question, what constitutes a really good horror movie? In other words, here we have the man, the man who is, the Siskel and Ebert of the horror movie genre. If Elvira got married, she'd go grab this SOB.
My God, thank you.
So what makes for Mike Harlow, when Mike Harlow's sitting there watching this, is like, wow, I am totally digging this. Or it's like, God, can we get out of here? The popcorn's not worth it. I'm leaving. So what makes a good horror movie?
So I think mostly I just want to have a good time. If it's great, if it's about something deeper and more meaningful. I want characters I care about. That's something that a lot of them lack. I'm great if it wants to be about larger points and something deeper, but there has to be a purpose for it. I hate when it's just artsy for the sake of being artsy and there's no payoff.
Okay. So I mean, some people are all about blood and gore and guts and all that good stuff. Is it the horror? Is it the anticipation? Is it the you don't know what's going to happen and then the shock? I mean,
I'll tell you. I realized a couple years ago why I love horror movies so much.
Okay.
They are aspirational. They are in horror movies. You will find the meaning of life because what is life about? Surviving. It is about defeating the monster and living to see the end credits.
Okay. All right. Apparently you and
Tracy so much.
And Return of the Living Dead, great horror comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another one, The Other. Psycho. Now, see, this gets to my
The Others?
Yeah, this gets to my kind of horror movie. I like the one, I mean, to me, one of my favorite, I don't know if you can call it a horror movie or not, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's just one of my favorite movies, period.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you call it a horror movie or not, but it's one of those movies that Hannibal Lecter is a truly dreadful human being.
But you love him.
And you get little demonstrations. I shouldn't say little. The guy hanging up on like an angel from the jail cell is a whole other thing.
And she is every bit as amazing as he is in that.
Oh,
she's
Jodie
one of my favorite characters ever. That's the thing. I think I identify a lot with the final girl in horror movies because it's typically people who really don't have they're not superhuman. They're not physically stronger or smarter. They don't have any qualities that make them so special. It is purely inner strength that they get by on. And it's typically women. It's typically people who have been underestimated, which I've felt a lot in my life. So I find them very relatable.
Now, Tracy, I know the movie you're talking about.
Yeah, you would.
I first of all, two of my favorite women in the world. It's like, okay, I don't care if they're reading from the damn phone book. I just want to look at them. Screw the movie, screw everything else. I just want to look at Holly Hunter and Sigourney Weaver. But that movie is fantastic. Harry Connick Jr. plays one of the most amazing characters who has maybe 10 minutes of screen time, and it's just extraordinary. I mean, the movie is fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, well, I'll tell you one of my other favorites. I'll tell you one of my other favorites. One of my other favorites, The Fog, from the 70s.
Yeah.
Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis, Janet Leigh is in that movie.
I know.
Al Holbrook, a whole bunch of other people. Let's see. TBA over on Rumble says, "Oh my God, we're living through horror movie right now. Aspirational, the meaning of life. The bad guy, Deese, maybe if he's not resurrected, back versus version 2.0. Crap, turn it off. Lauren is going to be jealous." Now, look. What Lauren Boebert doesn't know about my love for Holly Hunter and Sigourney Weaver is not going to hurt her, okay? Look.
I'll get you guys some tickets to Beetlejuice.
That would be good.
See, I know the media was like hitting her on that. I'm like, that just makes me like her more. Like, go girl.
I tell you what, Winona Ryder is going to be one of those actresses that when it's all said and done, she will not get nearly the credit she deserves for being so good at what she does.
She was really good in the new Beetlejuice. I didn't love the movie, but she was the best part of it.
Yeah, but it's Winona Ryder. Of course, I mean,
Yeah.
again, one of those actresses that could read from the phone book and make it compelling. She's
You know
that
what's nice?
good.
You know what's nice too is mostly not 100%, but I think horror has kind of been untouched by woke shit more than any other genre. There, you still got some of it with some
That
things,
I can see.
but by and large, it's sort of doing its own thing.
Well, speaking of beautiful women in film, yes, I can't disagree with this. Grace Kelly,
Yes.
Dial M for Murder.
I just
Great.
watched Rear Window again the other night. It's so great. Actually, this may sound like sacrilege. However, it's not an exact remake, but the remake, I guess, of Dial M for Murder is really good too. It's called A Perfect Murder.
Oh, yes. I think I know the movie. I think I know the one you're talking about.
With Gwyneth Paltrow, who looks like you could fucking freeze a block of ice between her legs. I'm giving him my due.
All right, I need a drink of something on that note. See, folks, this is why Mike and I get along so well together. And when I said in my advertising, you never know what's going to come out of our mouths. This is what happens when this pirate and me get together. Okay,
This way.
I told shit. Damn it. I need a director on this set. The movie, I'm an actor, not a movie star, or something like that. I don't know. Gosh, this is just too funny. Oh yeah. Michael Douglas was great in that movie too.
Yeah.
Absolutely great. Okay, now, all right. Let me ask you this question: Halloween in New York City. Okay, laying aside movies, let's just talk culture for a second. Okay, Hollywood. Shit, I can't talk. Halloween in New York City. Okay. What is it like in comparison to Florida? I mean, granted, right now I know you guys are getting ready for hurricane preparations, so I get
So far,
that.
I like it better here. Halloween hasn't happened yet, but Halloween in New York isn't. First of all, every fucking day is Halloween there, not in a good way.
Why, what are you talking about?
There's like the parade there, but who the hell wants to go? Maybe it's just me. I'm not really like a parade person. Like I don't want to go to a parade on Halloween, and it's cold and and other than that, there isn't really a whole lot. Like they'll sometimes do haunted houses, but they're kind of lame ones. And here, maybe it's just the area I'm in, but people are hardcore about Halloween here. Not only that, there is a year-round horror-themed bar near me it's a horror-themed bar with a band that plays pop punk songs from the 2000s. It's like they just made a bar for me. It is the greatest place I've ever been in my life.
Now, there's a message that I don't know if this is one of your friends or foes or what have you.
I have no idea, but I love them.
But yeah, I thought I would pass this one along to you.
50 pounds underweight. You made my day.
You're 50 pounds underweight. Good God.
I wish. I haven't stopped eating since I moved here. So thank you. Oh my God. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Blocked Ad Runner is over on Rumble is
move your skinny Italian ass now.
Talking about all kinds of stuff. We're living it as why. Oh, talking about the horror movie. Yeah. Blue hair, nose rings, ear gouging. I don't know how you pronounce that.
See, but in horror movies, those are the bitches that die first. So
you're right, Blocked Ad Runner. I did not necessarily see you sneak in, but I'm doing my best to pay attention to you guys because it's all interesting chat all the way around on YouTube and Rumble. And if you are just joining us and you're looking at these two dashingly handsome fellows and you're wondering, what have I just walked into? Well, folks, you found your way to Chattin on the Porch. My name is Brian Tripp at the Front Porch Conservative. And this devil over here. Thank you. This devil over here is the high harlot himself, Mike Harlow, a refugee escaped from New York City who's found his way to the free Republic of Florida. And in spite of the fact that there's a hurricane bearing down on him, he is loving life. And we're sitting here talking about movies, Florida life, any number of different things. Okay, got to ask you. And we can jump around to whatever topic you want to. So don't feel like you're
everything.
Okay, you know. So you've escaped New York City and its political clutches, and you now find yourself in the free Republic of Florida. Now, I know your politics, Michael, and as a diehard liberal Democrat, this has got to be something of a culture shock to be down among so many.
Apparently you say gay and the police come and just take you right to the camps.
Yeah, to re-education camp for the
Yeah.
gays and all that stuff.
I wish. If
What do you
only.
mean you wish the gays were
If
taken to a
only.
re-education
If
camp?
only. Gay rights were a mistake. Fuck those people.
Oh my goodness me.
I'll add that to the con list. I thought maybe the gays are as bad everywhere as they are anywhere.
All right, now what do you mean the gays are as bad in Florida as they are in New York?
Terrible.
What does that mean? Come on now.
They're exactly the same.
The same as what? Same as
they are just broken ass people. Wait, what's that?
Bitchy,
yeah, a lot of them, but
narcissistic,
all of it. They are broken ass people. They are like, you know what I've realized? Can I let me make an analogy.
Okay.
Dating is like blackjack. And you gotta know when to stay. You gotta know to be like, okay, I hit 19, I hit 20, nobody's perfect, I'ma stay. But everybody thinks, because of like dating apps and all this shit, everyone thinks they're gonna hit 22, 23. So you could find someone who's a fucking 20 or so. They'll be like, hit me. And so they keep hitting it, and they're gonna be alone and miserable.
Wait a minute. Hit me. Is that what the girl was saying?
Because they're all whores.
Oh, I thought you meant that's what the girl was saying to Doug Emhoff. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. That's not even close.
Oh, please.
Now look at this, Michael. She loves us.
I love Tracy so much. That's like,
she loves us.
Big highlight of being here. I got to hang out with the Tracy Barkley.
I heard about that. All right, now getting slightly serious here. Now wait a minute. One thing over here. Block Dad Runner says, my wife did a Google search for info on the storm behind Milton named Nadine. The search produced information on a Category 5 hurricane named Nadine that hit Central America and the Bahamas. Block Dad Runner, is that thing current? Is that Nadine coming up behind Milton right now, or what? I don't know. Is that
the next one? What was the one that just happened?
Well,
we didn't really get that one.
Helene went through. Milton's bearing down on Florida right now, but Block Dad Runner, are you saying Nadine is like working its way up the Gulf? Yes, that's a yes. That is a yes. Oh boy. Okay, get ready, Florida. Here it comes. Hopefully this one, not that I want to see it land anywhere. Okay, we've got confirmation from Gypsy over here on YouTube. Yes, Nadine is next. Oh crap. Okay. Dang. Jeez.
Rhonda's comments.
I said gay, and Ron DeSantis came by an alligator to arrest me. Ron DeSantis right now, I will give him this.
My governor.
Your governor is a absolute stud right now as far as getting you guys ready for this hurricane and actually getting you through the last one. I mean, I have no idea what it's like to go through something like that. The closest thing that we've got here in West Virginia is flash flooding because of the mountains, the hollows, and everything else, the geography that makes up my state. But yeah, I mean, a hurricane, I have no idea what that's like. But I mean, y'all are, look, I know that you're recently moved to Florida, but and since you're now a Floridian, I can say this to you. Y'all are crazy down there.
Woo, okay? That's why I had to move here. See, I was very worried.
Y'all throw damn parties when a hurricane rolls through your place.
I was worried about leaving New York, like leaving crazy behind. And like, I love crazy people. Those are my people. I am crazy people. I am one of you. So this is the place for me.
Well, no, wait a minute. Hold it. There's some crazy you never even figured out when you were in New York City. For example, walking by that storefront and hearing the sounds from the inside where you weren't quite sure what are they doing the deed in there, or what the hell goes on?
I tried so hard. I had stakeouts.
No, folks, let me describe this to you, and Mike, straighten me out if I'm not correct in my description here. Now, you see behind Mike those black windows? That's just from natural absence of light outside. He would walk by this what looked like an abandoned storefront. Okay, windows just about as black as what's behind him right now.
Boarded up.
And from the inside, you could hear the squeaking of springs and rhythmic breathing sounds. And every so often, Mike would stop by this door, and being the ass that he is, he would stand there with his iPhone camera and go like this. And I'm like, "Will you get the fuck out of there, you lunatic? If that whoever it is comes out of there, you're dead."
I wanted to. I never. It was like fucking Willy Wonka's factory. Nobody ever goes in. Nobody ever comes out. And I would have like stakeouts. I remember I was on the phone with you once, like having a stakeout across the street. I'm like, I need to see. I need to know what's going on in there because it didn't sound human. It didn't sound human.
Yeah, I was calling you one night, and you were walking back from some convenience store or some local grocery bodega in your neighborhood, and you literally like, man, I gotta stop for a second. Like, what the hell's wrong? I want a stakeout. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, stakeout for what? You're not a damn cop. What the hell are you doing? No, it's the place. I'm like, what place?
I'm like, are you hearing that?
He's like, I can't tell. Are they having sex in there? Not. If you're close enough to hear that shit, get the hell out of there. What's the matter with you? You nut? Yeah, exactly. Tennessee's like somebody, as we say here in the South, somebody heeing and sheeing in there.
I love that.
You got, yeah. Oh, son, you stick around the South long enough, you are going to hear all kinds of phraseology like you ain't never imagined ever is going to come across your path. I mean,
I love those.
Oh, you will believe. I mean, trust me. Between Tracy, myself, a whole bunch of your friends down south, we're going to teach you all kinds of interesting lingo.
I love it.
Go back to New York City, they're going to be like, first of all, when did you get an accent? I don't have an accent. Oh, yes, you do. That will happen. That will happen to you.
People here tell me I have an accent. I never thought I did.
Okay. If you do, I will give you this. If you do, it's very mild. I know, I'm serious. It is very, very mild. Now, TBA does have a good point over on Rumble. Pardon me, but Florida ain't the South. Florida is its own separate country. All right.
Oh yeah,
you're right. I stand corrected. You are correct. Florida, strictly speaking, is not the South. It is its own separate world down there. You know. However, I got to give you one piece of advice if you're going to live down in Florida. If you haven't done it yet, dude, you have got to find your way to a college tailgate. You got to do it.
Yeah, I keep meaning to text Jeremy, the quartering, because he's doing this like tailgating for Trump sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'll see what happens with the hurricane. It's kind of messed up my plans. I was supposed to go do these college interviews. We'll see what happens though. Oh, hopefully I still can.
Yeah, but you I mean, look, and believe me, a college football tailgate is one of the coolest experiences that you will ever have. And since you got a bunch of universities down there, at some point you're going to find your way to one of them. I
mean, I have been told I'm a cougar after all, so.
Yeah, and this one makes a whole lot of sense coming from drunk as a I told you we're going to teach you all kinds of stuff, boy. I told you.
I love it.
Okay, but now getting back to we're already down the rabbit hole.
I love it.
Actually. Okay. You moved down to New York City, which is like, Democrat hell.
From there.
From there, exactly. And you've moved to Florida, the free republic, as I jokingly call it. Okay. One of the things that you said you noticed almost immediately is just people love life. They live their life. They don't really care what you do so long as you don't get in their grill about something. So politically, do you feel more free?
Oh my God.
What is it like for you? I mean, from a political standpoint, because I know your politics and it's one of the many reasons why we get along so well. But what's it like?
Even like, the day I saw Tracy, we went to the Pride Parade in St. Pete to do interviews. And even the guy that I really got into it with was nowhere near, like in New York, they would try to just murder you or something. Here, you just, have a little back and forth. I mean, I guess he did try to break my phone, but still, that's like less than it would be in New York.
Oh, Lord. Now, wait a minute. I do have to apologize for something before we go further. Gypsy, I stand corrected. I have not been to a tailgate in Michigan or at Ohio State in Columbus, Ohio. So you're right. You got a valid point. Y'all know how to tailgate. I'm just saying from my experience in my geography, I have always found a southern tailgate to be an extremely interesting thing. But your point is valid. Your point is valid.
Ooh, you just gave me the best idea. So
Yes.
later this month, I'm doing a couple college speaking events. We should have a tailgate there.
Oh, that'd be good. Somebody's got a barbecue and somebody's got to bring some alcohol.
Yes.
Because that's. Oh, now, by the way, have you found your way to one of these? A Krispy Kreme donut
I
shop.
don't think I've seen. They have them at like 7-Eleven.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen an individual Krispy Kreme. I do
Okay.
love them though. They used to have an individual one in my old neighborhood.
Yeah, there is nothing better than watching that red neon light come on, letting you know the donuts have been freshly made and they just came out of the oven. They just
I
put the
love
glaze
Krispy
on.
Kreme.
Oh, God, yes. Absolutely. TBA says University of Michigan tailgates are far, far different from any tailgate I've been to in the South. Okay. I take you at that. Oh, really? You went to University of Tennessee's tailgate? Really?
Oh, I have a friend
Okay.
over there.
All right. I can respect that.
I was gonna say though, yeah, every time my friend and I have walked around like wearing MAGA hats, like we only get positive comments. And even, I had my one run in with the vote for kindness lady, and like, but it was perfectly respectful, like she's entitled to her views. So
Sure.
I told her mine in no uncertain terms, but it wasn't like there isn't the same sort of hostility, I don't think.
Oh yeah, I would say
Except for the fucking gays.
What is it with you talking about bad mouthing the gays?
Isn't that's like all I do? They're horrible. See, I thought maybe they would be less horrible other places, but they're not. They're not. They're horrible. They're horrible. I hate these people.
Dang, don't hold back.
I
Mike. What do you really think?
I think there was some terrible mix-up. Some Freaky Friday kind of shit happened. And I should have been one of the straights. Send me back to the factory. It was a bad mix-up. Like when I see people say stuff about like conversion therapy, I'm like, I fucking wish.
What's the point? God, who is this ghost face?
I love him.
Like, my word, he's just like riding you down the road, boy.
Oh my God, I love him so much.
Oh gosh, let's see. I only like a handful of gays. Okay, fair enough.
Same, and it is a small handful.
Yeah, very,
They're
very
just
true.
broken ass people. They are. I always tell my straight guy friends, I'm like, dude, I know women are crazy. I know. I get it. Bitches be crazy. But trust me, you could have it so much worse because again, I'm not like that though. I'm not like these bitches because most gay guys, it is like a woman on her period 24 hours a day.
Well,
that's horrible.
Okay. All right. Which explains the last time you and I talked that you were ready to join the monastery.
Yes. Even more so. Oh, even more so after we talked, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pissed.
Okay. Now, Lana has a question, and is there a Skyline chili?
Is that her name? I always call her M.
Well,
I love that name.
Yes, Lana is her name. I don't think
that's such a pretty
terribly
name.
to me sharing. You can say you've had a three-way, and it's not the sexy kind. Okay, I haven't been to a Skyline
chili.
Skyline Chili is a chili out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I didn't know if they have any other locations.
I just got what she meant.
My audience, Michael, as you know, can be just a little bit spicy. Just
a little. I'm here for it. My channel is like, the toilet wall of the internet.
Your harlots are something else. I am not kidding. And I say that with all the love and affection in my heart because your harlots are nuts. Okay. They really are.
As am I. That's why we're friends.
Yeah. And hence the title, The High Harlot. Well, I'll tell you what, since we're top of the hour, let's do a real quick commercial. Would you like to take a moment and plug your channel or plug your wares?
My wares? What are my wares?
Well, your internet wares.
My
Your-
OnlyFans?
Wait. Well, hold, son. We definitely haven't talked in a long time. What the hell you mean you got an OnlyFans page? When the hell? When the hell did you do that?
I was so tempted to tweet join my OnlyFans, and the people click on the link, and then it's a link to like register to vote. But I'm like, I know there are going to be people who don't click the link and get the wrong idea. So it's like,
well, now wait a minute. Before you plug your wares, TBA says the High Harlot. He's got wares now. Now hang on. For people who do not know how I tagged him with this nickname, let me.
I love it so much.
Mike, being the theatrical soul that he is, and in the effort to try to, build community inside of his social media network, has over the years taken to dubbing his viewers and listeners as my harlots. Okay. And he will speak rather, I won't say, he will never disparage his harlots, but he's very commanding of his harlots. He will say, subscribe, harlots. Super chat, you harlots. Give a thumbs up, you harlots. I mean, he's
commanding.
He's harloting all over the place, man. Just a gigolo, and everywhere he goes.
If I could be such a harlot in real life.
So when I found out this aspect of Mike's online personality and demeanor, and you guys know me, I'm old as crap, and I can't remember anything anymore. Hence, I have to give everyone a nickname. So, given that I have a love for alliteration, and given what I'd found out about my dear friend over here, I decided to tag him as the High Harlot, because it seemed wholly appropriate. I mean, if there's such a thing as a high priest to his people, such is the High Harlot to his lesser harlot.
No, I'm the lesser harlot. There are no lesser harlots. Like, that is the greatest thing anyone's ever called me, though.
So yes, anytime that Mike's coming on the channel, and even if he's not coming on the channel, I will give him shit anyway, because you know how I am. I always say, hello to the High Harlot. How are you, old boy? And there you go. Now wait a second. TBA, I am not trying to ignore anyone. Let's see what WWG1 said. See, this is the thing with the wingnuts. They get jealous if I'm not giving them attention all the time. WWG1 over on Rumble says, Mike, your OnlyFans want to see your penis. What? Oh my God. Don't care about your great person. WWG1, my God. I disavow.
I don't disavow nothing.
Well, yeah, I know that's the truth. Believe me. The stuff that I've told you. Did you know that this was written about you on a bathroom wall? And you're like, yeah, I knew it. And he doesn't disavow any of it. It's just he does not disavow any of it.
It's so funny. There are some people out there who are like obsessed with hating me. They make me sound so much cooler. I wish that they're like fictional version of me. I'm like, I wish that was true. Like, they make me sound so much cooler than I actually am. Like, this one bitch is always tweeting, Mike, he just seduces all the straight men and stuff. I'm like, please make people think that. I like that. Give me a little edge. Like, I'm at home, I'm in my jammies watching the fucking Muppet Show every night. Like, but if you want to make people think that, by all means.
Oh God, that's just, oh my God. Yeah. Well, now I have no idea to what you are referring. Rhonda Santos. I have no idea. I feel like I've lost control of this live stream already. So
never.
WWG1 says, I'm a mod on one of those hate Mike Harlow groups. What? WWG1, how could you do this to my friend?
I want to be a mod on the hate Mike groups.
Oh my goodness. Terrible, I say. All right. The election. We're down to literally 4 weeks away. Any nervousness on your part? Or
yes, nothing but nervousness. Are you kidding? I don't understand. I have a bunch of friends who think it's a done deal, and I don't get how anyone could be so confident, because I thought it was a done deal in 2020, even knowing, like, I knew they were going to. I agree. I'm cautious about words on other people's channels. I don't want to get it taken down, but I knew they were going to fortify. But still, I thought it was a done deal. I rented a house to watch I thought it was a done deal because in 2020, I was doing all of these speaking events and traveling the country, and you could feel the momentum. Even in New York, when I would just go to the grocery store and wear a MAGA hat, a dozen people would come up and high five me. You could feel the momentum. You could feel the excitement. You could feel that you could genuinely feel that he was going to sail to victory.
Mm-hmm.
And I will never forget seeing at midnight, he's up 15 points in Pennsylvania. And then you look back at the screen 2 minutes later and he's down 10 points.
Ugh.
So I don't know how people think this is just a done deal and he's going to win. And I don't know. I'm just holding my breath, hoping for the best, trying to convince everyone I can, trying to register everyone I can.
Speaking of that, Scott Pressler, can we talk about that boy?
Yes.
That I tell you what, if Donald Trump does wind up winning the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I don't care what amount of money he asks for, the RNC needs to give him double and just set that boy up.
They probably won't.
Oh, they probably won't.
They probably won't give him. I always say I wish I loved anything as much as the Republican Party loves losing.
Oh God. They are truly they are Charlie Brown trying to kick the football. They will find a way to fall flat on their back and just absolutely just screw it up.
And I was talking about this the other day. If God forbid he loses, I don't know what's going to happen going forward with the Republican Party, because I know that they are going to learn every wrong lesson from this. They'll only get, not only will nothing change, but it'll get worse. Yep. And you know what they're going to say. Like, I hate when people say, oh, I don't agree with this person on everything, because you shouldn't agree with anyone on everything. Exactly. So I almost said it myself. However, even when I don't necessarily agree, I really appreciate the fact that Trump is trying to build a coalition and build some consensus on these very contentious issues. And I've always said he's not only the better conservative, he's the better liberal as well.
Yeah, that's true. I can agree with that.
But you know that if, God forbid, he doesn't win, the Republican Party will probably blame that and say we just have to go as far right as possible and shouldn't accept anyone into the party and shouldn't do it. You know, they're just going to blame all of the positive attributes of Trump.
Oh, well, you heard Elon. Did you happen to catch any of Elon Musk's interview that he did with Tucker Carlson? It came out.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's really funny because I've seen a few clips of it on Twitter, and Elon Musk is like, "Yeah, man, Trump's got to win this election, or I'm fucked."
Yeah,
that is exactly what he said. He's like, "They're going to throw me in jail." He said, "They're going to come after me. They're going to come after my companies." He said, "I know what's coming." He said, "Because if we don't win this thing, free speech is done." And I'm sitting there going, no pressure. No, not at all, folks. No.
Thank God I'm in Florida is all I could say.
Yeah.
If this goes badly, I invite everyone to move to Florida. We will build a commune.
Now, speaking of that, I got to ask you a question. And who was I talking with? That Tug Life. I'm sure you may have come across her at one time or another in your internet travels. Which, if you really want a cool interview, she's just an amazing chick.
What's her?
She really
what's
is.
her Twitter?
That Tug Life, ThatTuggLife. That Tug Life.
There she is. I'll follow her.
Oh, she's a doll. She's an absolute doll.
Ooh, she's pretty.
You ain't getting any argument from me on that one, brother. But she and I were talking the other day, and Texas and Florida is much the same way. And I'll get to my question here in a second, but I'm doing the setup. Texas is an absolute haven for content creators. I mean, there's just your good buddy Carrie Smith, who I love and adore and don't get to watch nearly enough of her stuff. And a whole bunch of other people, Melanie Mack. Have you found that same thing being in Florida? Because I've always said, or I've always heard, the three states that I'm aware of that are the biggest havens for content creators on the right side of the internet are Texas, Florida, and Tennessee.
Yeah, a lot of people are moving to Nashville.
Yeah, a lot. Now, in your case, have you been running on to your fellow content creators down there in Florida? Are you guys crossing paths, or
Yeah, some of them. And what's cool too is a lot of them come to visit. So yeah, I've run into a bunch of people.
you want to drop names, or are these private conversations that
I saw I saw
clandestine meetings?
I saw Blair yesterday.
Blair White?
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, okay, that's cool. Who?
She's the best.
Oh, Blair is just
I
ruthless.
went to Universal with George Santos.
I saw that, you son of a gun. How? Well, not that I'm asking you to reveal conversations. How's he doing ever since his?
Well, it was before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Blocked Ad Runner says, "Oh no, you're okay. You're talking to somebody else in chat. Wants to know if you're in Orlando, but or Orlando."
Tracy. Well, never mind. Sorry. Go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go on. What you were saying.
Let's see. I'm
Can
interviewing Gays for Trump.
Text me about that after this stream.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right. Yes, I mean, I think you and I were talking the other day. Ashton Birdie's down in Florida. It's a bunch of different people. So I mean, Florida must allow you a lot of room for creativity on a lot of different areas. I mean, that's just be my observation right off the top of my head, but I would think that would absolutely be the case now that you're down in Florida, as opposed to how do I want to put it, the stifleness that is New York City, or maybe it's the opposite. I don't know. You tell me.
No, it's amazing. It's so amazing here, and it's like you have freedom to do cool shit too. Like I'm thinking of all these videos I'm gonna do with friends of like learning how to drive, learning how to shoot a gun. Like you can you're kind of, I don't know, just New York at the moment just has a whole air of misery around it.
Yeah, I can now. I've got to tell you. All right, let me ask you this question. If you don't want to answer, that's perfectly fine. Have you ever fired a firearm before?
No.
Okay.
I was never allowed to. In New York, I had applied for a lot because you can't do anything there. So actually years ago in New York, I'd gotten mugged and stuff, and pepper spray is illegal there. You can't even carry pepper spray.
In New York City?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? What the hell did they allow you to defend yourself with?
Nothing. I was literally told. So after I got mugged, my dad had like a cop friend from Jersey that gave him so he got me pepper spray. I never needed to.
When did you get mugged?
Oh,
I never heard about this.
It was maybe like a decade ago or something.
Oh my God.
I could have taken them too, because they punched like little bitches, but they just came out of nowhere from behind. Like it caught me off guard. I could have fucking taken them.
He says 10 years after the fact, I could have taken the little.
Oh, I so could have. But you know what's funny? It was these shorts too, I think. They came out of nowhere and got me to the ground immediately. And they were trying to rob me, and I didn't know if they had a knife or a gun, so I was like, well, just let them. I was on the ground, so I'm like, let them just take whatever. Right. And so they're arguing with each other. There were two of them. They're arguing with each other, and one is like, get his wallet, and the other one is like, I'm trying. The motherfucker's pants are too tight.
Only you could have that happen to you as you're being mugged. That the only person I know that could happen to, and that comment is made about, would be you. That's just it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have achieved a new level of legend here on the channel. We've got one of the best Mike Harlow stories I think I've ever heard. That's pricelessly funny. Oh my God. Only you.
Yeah, no, I just felt more secure carrying pepper spray around after that. I never need to use it or anything, but it got confiscated by a cop. I didn't even know it was illegal. They were like, so I said to him, I'm like, okay, so if I get approached by like, a bunch of people twice, I said, what am I legally allowed to do for self-defense? They go, you can have a whistle. I'm like, let me tell you something. I would rather be stabbed in the face than be standing somewhere blowing a fucking whistle. Like, I'd rather just like hand my balls over.
Look, Mike, I know you. Blowing things is not a problem. I can understand why you would not want to be blown.
How dare you? That is obscene.
But it's said with love. And am I really wrong? Let's be honest.
Honey, it's been so long I can't remember. There are like fucking cobwebs in my pants at this point.
Oh, jeez. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Now TBA, I think, is gonna like pin this in like Rumble chat. I can't get his wallet. His pants are too tight. You have made a legendary moment on my channel, my
Oh, I'll
friend.
tell you one worse. I'll tell you one worse.
Worse? Oh God.
So much worse. So much worse.
Okay.
So much worse.
How worse? How worse was it? It was so worse.
Oh, it's so much worse. It's
Go
so
ahead.
much worse. So after that, like I said, I was carrying pepper spray around because why not? So I carried it around in my back pocket. I just leave it there and not think anything of it. So I had a date one night. We go to a bar. I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, I'm like, what the hell? Something feels really hot. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, what the hell? This feels really hot. What the fuck is happening? I go to the bathroom. It was a great
connection with your date. Oh.
Definitely not. I go to the bathroom and realize that pepper spray is leaking. I pepper sprayed my ass.
TBA, get that one down right now. Right damn now. Quote, I pepper sprayed my ass.
So when people ask me, how are you single? I'm like, that's how.
TBA's like, I told you, his pants are too tight. Yep.
Yeah, they really were.
You ain't wrong, guys. You ain't wrong.
Life lesson to everyone: don't sit on a can of pepper spray.
Your pepper spray, yeah. It's like
bad things happen. I probably got lucky that it was like only on my ass.
Speaking of lucky, WWG1 says, lucky for him it wasn't bear spray. I'm like, well, that's a good point too. Just saying. Okay, I gotta ask you about something else about Florida living. You have one, and I mean this in all sincerity, you have one of the most amazing posses that you run with down there.
I do.
At the risk of embarrassing these folks, which we would never do, and no, neither one of us would ever do anything that would try to cause these people to blush. Although one of them has got your number in one particular area, which I'll get to here in just a second. Tell us about your Florida fam. The blood that is not your blood.
They're just the greatest. Yeah, I'd been wanting to move here for years, but I had never known anything other than New York. So the idea of moving to Florida for me, it felt like moving to Mars or something, just like unfathomable. And then a wrench got thrown into my plans right before. I'd been planning like on just kind of maybe getting a sublet for a couple months. And then I was supposed to be doing some traveling and stuff, which all went out the window. And my amazing friend Greg was like, come move in with us for a while you figure everything out, figure out where you want to be and all that. And I did. It's just the most amazing thing anyone's ever done for me.
Yeah, so there's Greg, and Greg
and Jenny, his wife.
Jenny, his wife. Okay. Go on, please tell us more, my friend. There's like I said, there's a posse. There's Greg, there's Jenny. Who else? Because there's like two or three other people.
My friend Josh, who's Jenny's brother.
Okay,
that's like my horror movie and pop punk buddy.
Okay.
We'll just like marathon movies on some horror movies on some days. We'll just blow through like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and the live streams, you guys are like, you're your own little Florida wolf pack.
Yeah,
where one of you is, somebody else is, somebody's hanging out or whatever. Now, there is one aspect to your Florida fam that I have noticed seems to cause you a certain amount of consternation.
Fucking Greg. I know what you're gonna say.
Oh, I'll do worse than that, people. I'll show you what Greg does.
My God.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're getting ready for a good laugh, check this out. So here's our boy Mikey. He's very diligently doing his thing. Standing there.
I was baking my friend a cake.
Fuck you. Pout.
That man takes more creative pleasure in finding ways to scare you out of your skin than anybody I have ever seen in my life. Ice Slick over on Rumble says, I'm one of Mikey's posse too, I think.
Hell yeah, Esteban.
Yeah, I mean, look, the High Harlot will accept all into the posse, the realm of the harlotdom. So, come on with it. So, yeah, but Greg takes absolute pleasure in trying to figure out new and interesting ways to age you out of 5 or 10 years every time he does something.
I ain't got many years left at this point. Like this bitch will like go out the side door, walk around the entire house, go through the other door to pop out of somewhere. Bitch.
Oh yeah. He's even made his own Twitter account for this thing, folks. This is how bad it's getting. But the thing is,
I'm gonna get my revenge.
And bless his heart, don't get me wrong, I love me some Mikey, but dude, the worst part is it's coming, but
it's like he's in one room, where he is, and then he slips out and walks around the whole side and comes through a window.
TBA says, I noticed that Mike's pants were nearly at his knees while mixing that cake. So obviously he's got some loose pant. Look, I don't know about Mike's loose pant leg. Okay. That's a whole.
I told you, people make me sound so much cooler than I am.
You are cool, Michael. You really are. I mean, no, and now I'm going to say something here. It's like, I'm going to fanboy for a second. And I mean this in all sincerity, dude, you undersell just how important you are to people. And I mean this in all sincerity. You keep people laughing in the face of some stuff that they just should not be going through. You provide a smile, you bring joy. And in this day and age, with everything insane that's going on around us, I mean, I will send people to your channel. And I'm not just saying this because you're here. I mean this in all sincerity. You do a lot more than you realize or and you are beloved by so many different people. And I mean that. So don't ever get down on yourself. There's days when it's tough, but there are days that are worth it. And it's in those days, remember, you are loved and you are absolutely appreciated for everything that you are.
Oh, I love you. Thank you so much, dude. You're the greatest.
Nah, you are.
I am not worthy. And by the way, obviously you all already are, but if nobody is subscribed to his channel, do it because he is the greatest.
No, stop it.
No, now, you are the antidote to all the shitty people out there. You are the polar opposite.
Now WWG1 has I don't know if this is a comment or a word of advice from over on Rumble. It says, Mike's pants don't need to be tight if you have a prison wallet. Word to the wise. I don't know exactly what that means, but look.
Is it sexual?
It might be. I don't know. Look, what do I know? I'm just an old fart in West Virginia. What the hell do I know?
You are not. I am on a mission, by the way. We need to find Mrs. Fedora. We need to find Mrs. Bryan, because what woman would not be so lucky to have this?
Dude, don't do that to some poor woman. I mean, seriously, just don't do that to some poor woman. Seriously.
No, there'd be a lucky bitch.
Okay. Well, WWG1 has explained what prison wallet is: a way of sneaking in contraband. So apparently it's that pocket when you're trying to move stuff around in prison.
You sneak it in like up your ass?
Well, I don't know if it's... Well, I don't know. I've never been to prison. Thank you very much. I have no idea what people are sticking up their asses.
I've been to prison for one night. I was arrested once.
What the hell did you do?
I got arrested for... So first of all, I've never seen my mugshot, but I think it was super cute. So... Wait.
We have an answer. WWG1 says, yes, a prison wallet means up your bum. That is correct.
Ooh. Well, it just depends how much real estate you got up there. No. I got arrested for the dumbest thing that anyone has ever been arrested for in the history of the world. Are you ready for this?
Try me.
And this, again, it was like a decade ago. It was that same summer that I got, like, that was a that summer was like a hell of a time. So if anyone out there, oh yeah, I know it's jail, not prison, but like, I've sort of been to prison. Let me think I've been to prison. Whatever. Anyway. Oh, also, I've never seen my mugshot, but I wish I had because I made them retake it. And I was like, that's not really a good angle for me. Like, can we do some lighting?
Okay, folks, this is what happens when a gay man goes to jail. Can you retake that, please? I didn't get good lighting on that one. Oh my God, the angle. Oh my God, the angle.
No. I made friends with all the guards. And like they took my
made friends with all the guards.
Not like that. I wish. I was like, I have a date tomorrow. Can I just use my phone? I was like, can you text him for me? I'll give you his number. Like, I don't want him to think I'm ghosting him.
No, I can see Mikey's pickup line now with the guards. Is that your nightstick? Are you happy to see me?
No. So anyway, I got arrested for the dumbest thing anyone ever has.
Oh, okay.
So if anyone out there is from New York or has been to New York, you would know that it's just a thing that every single person in New York does, is that when it's the summer, you hang out on your rooftop. That's what everyone does.
Yeah.
So I just moved into this apartment building. My friend comes over. He's like, let's grab some beers. We'll go on the roof. I was like, okay, cool. So we go up there. There's a sign on the door that says no trespassing. I'm like, okay, well, it's not trespassing if I live here, right? Wrong, apparently. We did not even know. So we were up there maybe 10, 15 minutes. It's dark.
Okay.
All of a sudden, we didn't know they were cops. We thought we were just being held up and we're about to die. So all of a sudden, flashlights in our face, guns pointed at us. Put your fucking hands up. They arrest the both of us, keep us in the cell overnight for trespassing, for hanging out on my own rooftop. So fingerprints, mugshots, all of it. Had to spend the night in jail, then had to go to court, had to do community service. And the best part, so I was going to say before, the only hurricane that's ever really happened in my lifetime in New York was Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And it wasn't, at least in the city where I was, it wasn't.
Right.
It was the worst that anything's been, but it wasn't
Jersey Shore, if I remember correctly, 2012, something like that. Yeah.
It was worse in Jersey. But so anyway, the day that I was supposed to do community service was the day that Hurricane Sandy happened. And so the roads were shut down and the subways were running, but like barely. So, and they have a thing that like, if you're not there immediately on time, there's a warrant for your arrest. So I called them and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get there. It took me like 4 hours on the train to get there. I was like, and even with that, I was like, I'm trying to get there, but I'm probably going to be kind of late because of the hurricane. The bitch on the phone, she's like, if you're not here in 5 minutes, don't bother coming at all. Slams the phone. But I was like, I'm going to go anyway. I don't want to get arrested. So I go there, and even taking 4 hours, I left so early that I was only like a half hour late. But they won't let me do it. I was like, can I please just do it? No, they won't let me. So then there's a warrant for my arrest. So I have to go to court. And by the way, when we went to court the first time, they assigned us lawyers. And my friend, of course, got a lawyer that was like, oh, this is no problem, whatever. I get this bitch who thinks she's like the fucking good wife. That's like, what were you thinking? This is a very serious crime. I own my apartment and I don't go on the roof. Like easy, bitch. So I was like, fuck that bitch. I'm going to be my own lawyer and I'm going to argue with them until they give me credit for this fucking community service. And I did.
And you won.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, the boy has many talents. Orator and shade tree lawyer is among them now. We now know when you need legal advice, don't go to Robin Cheatham and Steele. Go to Harlow's, Harlots, and us.
When somebody pisses me off, I will argue with them into the ground.
Yeah. Now I'm still going back to Lana. I don't understand. So you're renting an apartment and you go up on the roof. Now, who technically in New York City owns the roof? Is it the owner of the building? I mean, why is it considered trespass if you're renting an apartment in the building? I don't understand how they can call that trespass.
I don't either. Like,
I mean,
I've been in buildings where I've lived in buildings where, like, they don't want you to go out there, so
okay,
if you do,
liability, I
they'll
can
go and
understand
yell
that.
at you or something and
Yeah,
say, "Don't do that," but, yeah,
yeah,
it never would have
exactly.
entered my mind that that's trespassing.
Yeah. Yeah, blocked ad runner over on Rumble saying, heed my warning, Milton's a killer storm. So thoughts and prayers to everybody down in Florida right now, regardless of whether you're on
Y'all
the
are
Tampa
making me
Bay side or on
nervous.
the Orlando side. So, oh
You guys
goodness.
are making everyone's making me nervous because I was so maybe it's because the hurricane that just happened, we didn't, we got a little rain, but nothing really happened. So I was just thinking
Well, the only thing
nothing
that
would really happen now, but
the
y'all are
only
making me nervous.
the only thing that I'm worried about is that thing's going to cut across Florida. Orlando is on a diagonal path to Tampa. Now that thing supposedly is supposed to hit with like a category 5 strength. And even if it cuts across the peninsula, it'll slow down a little bit, but not that much. That's why when I was texting you Sunday saying, dude, if you're in the path of this thing and you guys got to do an evac or whatever, we can always reschedule this. And that's when you came back and said, no, I'm fine. So I was like, okay, we're going to do this thing because it's Harlow. I can't not. If Mike Harlow says we're doing a live stream, we're doing a live stream, people.
It's a fedora man. I ain't missing this.
Dude, you're too awesome. Too awesome.
You are.
TBA says, and Harlow is right on the path of Milton. He's not escaped yet. Milton is going to hit you straight on, dude, Mikey. Winds in excess of 180 miles per hour. Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
Okay, just saying.
I wasn't nervous about it, but everyone else is making me nervous.
And Blocked Ad Runner is like, I've seen this many times given the age and life that I am. And Blocked Ad Runner, I will respect you enough not to mention your seasoned status or how many years you have been with us, my brother. If let's see, Ron DeSantis, if y'all like a hurricane explainer, I can provide one. Well, the links to Mike's channels and how you can get a hold of this handsome devil is in the description of this live stream. So by all means, provide this young man all the information that he can get because, we love him and we want him back here in one piece and the whole of his Florida fam. So, okay. Now I got to ask you something. I know that, your mom and dad are back in New York City, and you're going to be visiting them during the holidays. What is the status on plans for Operation Rescue, so to speak, to get them to escape the NYC?
I'm working on them. Probably like after the new year. I think.
Okay,
I'll get them here like once I get settled with my own place and stuff. But
okay,
I've basically convinced them. They have like some iffiness that they're like, our doctors are here, or this is here, or that is here. But I'm like, whatever. There's stuff here too.
That's understandable. That's totally well. And by the way, on behalf of the entirety of Fedora Nation, please give our regards to Ma and Pa Harlow.
Oh, I will.
We love the Herb.
That
That is his dad's name, Herb. So yes. And by the way, speaking of your dad, and I don't know if listeners of mine know this about you, but you come from quite the musical background, and still are. First, among his other talents, ladies and gentlemen, this boy is a singer. If you've never seen his stage,
I don't know about that.
wait a minute, refresh my memory. Did you not go through your punk phase?
I did, but like that's the singer's a little generous.
And a Rumble rant, and there was another Rumble rant from earlier. Zippy, I apologize, I didn't see that earlier, but let me. Zippy says they let anyone drive, hence that's why we have mandatory insurance. Oh, come on, he's not just anybody. Just in WVM says, how did I not know this fellow West Virginian? Glad to follow. Thanks, Mike. Well,
Hell yeah.
There you go. Let's see. So yeah, Gypsy's got some information for you.
Gypsy.
If you're not following, by the way, this young lady is a fount of information. Mike, and I'm not just Gypsy. I hope I'm not embarrassing you with this, but if you follow her page on Twitter, she is a fount of information and will pass along stuff that she finds. And for the electronic front porch, she's one of
What's her Twitter? I think I follow her.
KZBOM. So yeah, one of my regulars here on the Electronic Front Porch, and an absolute wonderful person. So yeah, check out her recommendation on Ryan Hall, Happenings with the Storms.
I love this. I'm getting all new people
Hey,
to follow because like I need more guests on.
well, let's see. Hang on a minute. Somebody just TB, one of my wing nuts over on Rumble just sent me something. Ooh, Mikey. I'm going to pop this one up here. I'm also going to drop this one in chat, and you can look at this at your convenience. No, better yet, I'll do one better than that. Hang on. Where's my boy? There we go. I'm sending you this link. It's in a DM. And you can take a look at it yourself. But just
on Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter. But I'm going to pop this up on screen right now. Talking about. Hang on.
You built that up like it was something salacious. You gave me a heart attack for a second. You were like,
now,
"Oh,
Michael,
you might want to see those."
Michael, I would never build up anything salacious and then drop that on you. I would just drop it on you and be like, "Deal with it," because we're friends like that. What can I tell you? I have this. Let's see. Duke Energy is preparing for over 1 million customers to be without power in Florida due to Hurricane Milton. Duke Energy owns the dams that release the water in North Carolina, Hawaii. Ew, these do not sound like good people. But anyway, just I dropped that one to you.
Y'all are making me nervous about this shit.
Well, that's a honking big thing, dude.
Is that where I am?
I believe that's Milton.
Ooh.
And that may be when it was still hanging out there off the Yucatan Peninsula.
God, I hope this doesn't get in the way of seeing Terrifier 3 this weekend.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, movies, hurricane, priorities, just saying.
Terrifier 3!
Oh, for the love of God, Harlow. Jesus, God. You're wrong in so many different ways, but I love you and I'm here for it. Jeez. Oh, so, okay. So you're going to go back home for the holidays, I know, to see mom and dad.
I miss them.
The holidays you have experienced so far down in Florida, is there a profound difference between New York City and Florida holidays, or y'all just walk around in shorts and look at the palm trees down there during a holiday? What do you guys do?
I don't know. I haven't been here for one.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess it's nice. It won't be cold, I hope.
This is true. Now, I will tell you one story on me, and this is from, geez, God, it's almost 10 years ago now. I had some buddies of mine who we went on a bicycling trip down to the Florida Keys.
Ooh.
And it did not work out exactly the way we planned, but we were able to get in about 70 miles worth of bicycle riding from a place called Hawks Cay on your way down US Route 1. And from Hawks Cay into Key West is about 70 miles. And I got to tell you something, Mike. If you've never taken a bicycle ride in the Florida Keys and somebody offers to take you on one, go do it.
Really?
Oh, imagine crossing the 7-mile bridge, ocean on one side, ocean on the other. You have a tailwind at your back, and you're doing about 20 miles an hour in a line of bicyclists. So we get down there, and Key West. I
only heard doing a line of bicyclists.
This is why I love him, folks, and this is why he gets to come on here.
Sorry, go continue. I'm sorry.
Anyway, yeah. Well, I've seen a line of female cyclists, and let me behave yourself, boy. Anyway, and it was in December, so Christmas in Key West, Florida. Now, when we got down there happened to be, I guess, is like some kind of a Christmas parade, and it was a very weird feeling because December in my state, it's not necessarily snowing all over the place, but it's definitely, you can feel the damp chill of winter and everything else. It was like 75, 80 degrees at like 9 o'clock at night. We're watching this parade and I'm looking at the palm trees swaying in the breeze, and I'm standing there holding an adult beverage, and I'm thinking, God, this is the way it ought to be, man. This is why I envy you down in Florida right now. I love you, but I envy you too. It's like, it's like you said, you can walk around your hooker shorts 24/7 all year round, you son of a gun.
I love it.
You know? So yeah, I mean, but yeah, it was such a weird juxtaposition for me because it was like, I mean, we were watching like this line of cars go by, and now I will tell you a funny story. We have one of my cycling friends who I will not name, and she and I are still in contact with each other, so it's not like we lost touch or anything. But the running joke is that in another life, she would like to be a madam of a whorehouse.
Ooh, I feel like I would have been great at that.
Yeah,
I think I missed my calling.
yeah. Well, you've still got time, my son. Just remember what happened to Heidi Fleiss and don't get caught with that shit. So there's this line of cars in the parade, and there's like former Miss Key Wests, and bless their hearts, some of these girls were like former Key Wests back in the day, but they're pageant women and they still, they got to wear it, So the joke was one of these, shall we say, seasoned victors of the award would roll by in a convertible, and she's waving, and we'd look over at our buddy and go, "Hey, you want to hire her for the whorehouse? Thumbs up, thumbs down." She's like, "No, thumbs down. No, we ain't hiring her." Yeah, it was just that kind of crazy on that trip.
That's
it was
amazing.
just a load of fun.
I've been trying to get this guy to get his ass here forever.
I know. I know. I need to get down there. I do.
We'll go to the spooky bar.
Oh Lord. Well, the thing is, though, look, you don't need a wingman. You are your.
Oh, I do. No,
What do you
I'm
mean
a
you need a
disaster. I'm a disaster.
What? Oh, forever. Whatever.
We'll be each other's wingman.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and TBA, by the way, I am not worried about Lauren Boebert's opinion of me if she finds out that there are other women in my life that I have interest in. Thank you very much. So I saw your comment from earlier. So
It's so weird. I was clearing out my phone. I think it was my old phone from a couple of years ago.
And you had Lauren Boebert's phone number?
No, I wish I did for you, but I found a picture of me and her, and I have no memory of it. It's like it was erased from my mind.
You dog, get away from my woman.
No, I was thinking of like, it was before I knew you, but I was like, I should have, if I remembered it, and if I knew you then, I would have told her about you.
You traitorous bastard.
I would have told her about you.
Oh, yeah, I would have told her about you, sure. Yeah, see how
I would have. We need to be each other's wingman.
There you go. Oh my God.
Because like, dude. I would have better luck if only I were straight. Like the gay people are just so horrible. See, that's why I need wingmen who are less homophobic than I am.
Okay. That's an interesting exposed bones. TBA, I have no idea what you're referring to there. WWG1's like spooky bar, Halloween theme, lots of exposed bones. Look, I don't want to know what kind of exposed bones Mike's looking at when he goes to the spooky bar. Okay.
None, I wish, none.
He says, ladies and gentlemen, he says. I'm just saying.
If only.
WWG1 says, so you need a straight man. Well, in more ways than one, ladies and gentlemen, as he does. He needs a straight man down there.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, we have a question from the audience for you in a slightly political vein. What do you think about the new legal drop on Doug Emhoff?
I have not heard about this.
Well, now I think I can.
When did this happen?
Well, I think this happened today. Basically, the story goes like this. Now, you are aware that Doug has been accused of slapping a former girlfriend hard.
That's surprising because he seems like a total pussy.
A beta cuck?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, God, yeah, he is. He is soy boy right down to the bone.
Like I don't think he could like lift his wrist enough to slap the bitch. Like this. It must have been like a fly swatter slap, like shoe.
No. Apparently, this was hard enough. It left a mark. We're talking Ike Turner style stuff here. Okay.
You know what though? I'm joking, but like men who abuse women usually are total pussies.
Mhm.
So it kind of makes sense.
Well, but see, this isn't the legal drop, or at least, and now Gypsy, if I'm wrong about this, straighten me out. As you know, so he gets accused of slapping a former girlfriend, which is it's the story's verified by 3 different people. Okay, the story runs in the UK Daily Mail, but the legal drop that happened today is, according to the Office of Personnel, he basically, and again, Gypsy, straighten me out here if I'm wrong. He basically made sure that certain women did not get bonuses or had bonuses reduced if they weren't flirting back with him. In other words, if they didn't pay enough attention to him, the term that was
And who
used,
the fuck would flirt with his ass?
the term that was used to describe him was like exceedingly misogynist. This was what is said of him at his former LA law firm where he worked. So I don't know if you've heard about this yet or not, but it's floating around. I'll try and send you some stuff if I can find it. But it just is absolutely like, yeah, I mean, and here's the irony of it to me, and you can chime in on this if you want. Here's the, it's worse than that. Okay, I got to do some digging for my friend Mikey here. But apparently this is way bad. And do you hear anybody saying a word about it? Because remember, believe all women, and and Kamala's like, I'm standing up for victims of sexual abuse, all that crap she did during the Kavanaugh hearings and all that good stuff. Well, radio silence. It's crickets on this thing, dude.
Wow.
It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I got to read up on that. That's crazy. Why am I kind of not surprised though?
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I heard that speech of his that he gave on behalf of Kamala at the DNC, and I'm sitting there going, boy, it is
that was torture watching the entire DNC. I streamed the whole fucking thing.
Oh, I know. So did I. So did I, brother. It just, by the way, I need to talk to you off air because I want to do something crazy on election night. And I want you to, I don't know how we're going to do this, but I want to, I'm going to do a live stream on election night, as you might expect. But I want to do something that involves like a whole slew of people, and I need ideas. And you're just one of those crazy enough people that we need to talk off air about this.
Yeah, totally. I have no idea what I'm doing on election night or where I'm going to be or what, but I'm there for you, whatever I'm doing.
Oh yeah, brother. Let's get together and cook up some ideas, because if we could find a way to do a live stream that goes across multiple platforms, that would just be a kick. That would be a kick. But Mike, this has been absolute joy. It really has.
I love you so much. You are the greatest, dude.
I love you too, dude. So now, before we sign off here, where can people find you on social media? What can they do to help you out? Because as you are fond of saying, you are, what is it? Grifter?
An aspiring grifter.
An aspiring grifter.
I'm trying to be the best grifter that I can be.
I mean, you're not Jeremy of the quartering grifter quality yet. But
I wish.
That dude's just insanely nuts, and I love it.
He's a machine.
He is
He's a great guy too.
Oh yeah, absolutely great guy from what I know about him. I've never met him, but just everything I've heard about him, he's just a fantastic dude. Really is. So where can people find you? How can they help you? And etc. and so on. You have the floor.
Well, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's just my name, Mike like Tyson, Harlow like Gene. I am on the Twitters, Twitter X, Twix, whatever you want to call it, at not Mike Harlow, or the Instagrams at Mikey.Harlow. Oh yes, if you would like to help me grift hard, join my locals or my Patreon. We do fun stuff. We do movie nights, game nights, private streams. What we've been doing is every week we've been watching season 1 of The Apprentice. So we got a couple weeks left of that. It's just mikeharlow.locals.com.
Well, there you go. And like I said, Mike, you got a standing invitation. If ever you got something.
Too.
Well, no, but I'm serious about this. If ever, and I know you've got your channel, you've got 1,000,001 places on social media that you can go that if you want to talk, but if ever you got something burning on the brain and you're like, what is Brian doing? I got to go talk about this. I'm like, message me. Come on, dude. You got standing invitation.
You too on mine. I've been wanting to do, I was telling you, I've been wanting to do this forever, more squad streams where we just like get all our friends on the stream. So we should do more of those.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So hang on a minute. We'll say some proper goodbyes. Folks, thank you for being here for Chatting on the Porch. I will be back Thursday night at 7:30 Eastern. Tomorrow night, I will be on Tracy Barkley's channel, Gen X Marks the Spot, at 6 p.m. Eastern. We are doing a discussion and deep dive into the whole Israeli-Palestinian conflict, origins, where they are currently, what's going on, etc. This thing has the potential to get really spicy, really spicy.
Ooh,
So
I gotta watch that.
please come with us tomorrow night. Oh, Mike, I'm sending you. Gypsy, tag me on Twitter with this because I'm going to share it with Mike. It's a New York Post story, but Mike, you're going to want to see this. So just but tag.
Ooh.
I mean, yeah. This is bad. It's really bad. But yeah, hang on a second. We'll say some proper goodbyes, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We absolutely love you all. Have a good night. Please support Mike and everything. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, support, yes, by all means, help me grift and other things. But anyway, we love you guys. I'll see you Thursday night at 7:30. Come to Tracy's channel tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern. We love you guys. Have a great night.